Start beatboxing. We were gonna get the
podcast.
I don't know the words.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast. We are rambling here, gonna get going for you. We have some very exciting. We have a very exciting episode for you. We have our 500 sub giveaway. Woo! That's going on here. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna explain the details, and you will be very excited to enter, I'm sure, as we'll be very excited to give this box away. So. Make sure you stay tuned.
By the way, none of that was choreographed. It was just inspiring.
Yeah.
Thank you to our subscribers. 500 is awesome for us. We do appreciate you.
Yes.
It'd be awkward at some point.
We appreciate you.
Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. I know we've said that a lot, but it's very true.
I appreciate you all a little bit less than
He
everyone
appreciates
else.
you all. Whoa.
A little bit less, just a little.
And Ryan's a dick.
But I still appreciate you, just not as much. That's not true.
That's very, very... so mean.
Why
anyway,
you
you can all appreciate Ryan a little less while we get going. SB140. We kicked its ass. Woo! Yeah! Yes! Oh my God. We went to Sacramento. Well, actually, to be honest, what really did it... Well, yeah, we'll get into that. I'm getting too ahead of myself. We'll talk about that here.
It was awesome.
It was
we can
awesome.
talk about it right now if you want.
Yeah.
It was that epic.
We should talk about it.
Okay. What really did it for to get us what happened was the phone calls and the letters. Seriously, the phone calls and letters did it for everybody. Their phone calls or their phones were still going off the hook. I saw them checking their text messages in the hearing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were still getting stuff as it happened. We
Well,
know
one of the receptionists too.
Yeah, I called up at one point and I got a receptionist and she answered the phone without me saying a word. She answered this phone by going, "Let me guess, you're against SB 140." You're damn right.
That's how you know we have a lot of phone calls.
So awesome job to everybody
Thank
who
you
made
for
phone
everyone
calls
that
and
put in
wrote
the
letters.
time. Absolutely.
You guys did it. Seriously, that's what did it. Without those phone calls and letters, it wouldn't have happened. The committee members were very swayed by that. Seriously, it was impressive, and it was really, really satisfying getting to see Leno
Walk off like a little girl.
Well, he walked off very. I mean, he walked off.
He threw a tantrum.
That was the story that you heard from me.
No, that was what
I watched.
Okay, well, he threw a fit.
He threw a pretty big fit.
It was.
No, I
very
don't want to be a
kiddish
part of
way.
it.
You shut down a bill so hard that the senator backs away from the bill and no longer supports it. That's an amazing feeling.
He said, "I disassociate myself with the bill." He listed off 10 organizations that take themselves away from it as well. But the way he was saying it, I kind of saw it as a little 2-year-old picking up his toys and saying, "I don't want to play with you guys anymore."
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
If you watch the feed,
It was really, really satisfying.
You know,
was
I wonder
epic.
if any of our international viewers, because we have a couple from other countries that watch this channel that have talked to us. I wonder if any of them called up. How funny would that be?
Oh, man.
I want to fight. I'm against SB 140. Where do you live? Australia.
Right?
Well, it's online sales, right? So that pertains to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but awesome. It was
a
when
great
you work
job.
so hard for something and it plays out the way you want it to. It is like the world's best feeling ever.
Barely too. It was scary. It got
It
right
was
down to the
extremely
end.
To be honest, I was pretty sure it was going to go all the way through.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was a landslide vote either. There were
No.
some yeses up there, so it was like, oh, this might not work.
I remember sitting in there. I was literally counting each vote, and as soon as it got to the majority, I couldn't believe it. I was still, counting to see how many we got, but it was pretty awesome.
It was.
Just in case one of the yeses spontaneously combusted. Like, oh, they lost one.
But if you didn't see it, there was 4 amendments that were proposed to the bill. Leno didn't want the first amendment, which disassociated the word tobacco from vape. And he wanted all the other ones, which we wanted all the other ones too, but we wanted the first one to dissociate herself from vape, which were like child safety locks, warning labels. What was the third one? You remember? It was something else
But it
that
was
was
all- it was
to
all
do
good
with
stuff.
safety
Yeah,
of vape.
it was legitimate
Like,
stuff.
here's the thing, though.
Something
Like,
to do with keeping away from kids.
Yes.
here's the thing, though. They're constantly preaching like it's for the children, so children don't get it, and nobody's addicted, and it keeps it away from kids. Like, great. Why do we have to call it tobacco, though? Why is that the part that pisses you off?
Yeah,
because
that's
he's
it.
dirty. That's why.
Yeah,
Money.
it's their way of getting other people
Yep.
to vote for his cause. That's what it comes down to.
And Donovan, weren't you saying something about like one of the amendments or something? They kind of sneaked a little something in there about the smoking age or something like that.
No.
No, different
No.
bill.
No. That's nothing to do with
Oh, yeah,
SB
and
140.
the age restriction from 18 to 21 also died.
That was on a separate bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
separate.
it's on a
But
separate-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They got removed because there wasn't enough support.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But anyways, we're back to SB 140 and our awesome victory.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was great. And then all of them passed through the First Amendment, and then that's when Leno didn't want to support it anymore. And you could tell who the dirty senators were that had their pockets in it because they were speaking about money and how the state needs this money and why aren't we adding it tobacco because we need money. That's what I got out of it when I was watching it.
And like, it's for the children. Think of the children. The children will be addicted. No, they won't because it's stopping that. So just don't call it tobacco.
What
No,
I
we have
saw
to.
Was I saw the people that were opposed or on Jay Leno's side basically. From what it seemed like to me, they were on his side, but for different reasons. Like one of them was on his side because of healthcare, and he saw like the rising. I mean, and yeah, again, it came back to money, but it was healthcare, and that was his view on it. It didn't really have to do with the word tobacco product and this and that.
Yeah. What blows my mind, though, is the UK just did a study, and they agreed that they should allow vape to happen because it will decrease healthcare costs because people are not smoking as much.
There's a lot of studies that have been coming out recently.
But
Yeah.
that committee didn't know. That committee wasn't educated on that.
None.
It was up to the two people we had speaking for us to give them the points on the
Well,
bill.
that's a lot of what the phone calls did
Yes. Oh,
for
yeah.
us too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It helped
Yeah.
us, kind of give them that incentive to get some more
But
information.
those
Yeah.
two people we had speaking for us, they really touched on the right topics, and they made them very adamant. They were very clear on them, which was
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I kind of wanted to touch on a few other things, but hindsight, I realized, they didn't do that because they didn't have the knowledge in that area, and they didn't want to say something.
Yeah,
they
that
weren't.
or you have to also, when you're doing talks like this, you have to avoid counterpoints that might hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, even though your point is more valid than what their possible counterpoint might be, the fact that they bring up that counterpoint can hurt you. So you just avoid that topic altogether.
And I do want to say thank you to Not Blowing Smoke. Was it Safada?
There's a hashtag too.
I'm sure Kasa had.
Kasa, and then there's
had fingers in
one.
there.
It's there's one more organization that was there to help support it, and like by coming together with these organizations, we were able to fund enough to help bring enough in. We had a lawyer up there talking for us.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's awesome. That's like needed things.
it
to
was a
make it
good
happen
turnout too.
It was, and both of them were vapors. And
Yep.
at one point, Jay Leno said, these are e-cigarettes. Can you tell this from a normal cigarette? And he held up a cig-alike, and
Mark
they couldn't
Leno?
tell, of course. And then our people got up there, and they're like, just so you know, this is a vape. And he held up a box with a tank on it, and he said, these come in all different shapes and sizes, and he construed that very well.
Did he talk about that on the Tonight Show or?
Jay Leno. 'Cause, yeah.
Did I say Jay Leno?
Yeah,
again?
you did.
Twice
Yeah, you
now.
did.
Oh my gosh,
Mark Leno,
Mark Leno.
Senator Leno.
Leonard.
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 Yeah, Jay Leonard. Jay Leonard's gonna get us. Watch out.
All right.
Come and take my vapes.
So that
Yeah,
was
it was
fun.
a good. It was good times.
Let's have a vape salute to SB140 and the fact that it's gone.
Probably dry.
By the way, I hope you all vape salute with us every time we do.
Yes.
You're still working for.
I wonder if people do that.
Well, I still want to make sure that
I
If you vape salute, let us know below.
Yeah.
And when you see
Whoa.
Gary's wicked nostril clouds,
Point it
comment
out.
the time below.
Yes.
There it is.
Every time.
Those nose hits
Those hits.
and the creepy
Stop winking
eyebrow.
at the
Seriously,
camera.
that's,
Right?
that's creepy.
Freaking me out.
That's creepy. Getting off of that, we're also going to be talking about some beginning setups, like how you guys got started. We'll get into that a little bit. Dan has a pretty awesome Snow Wolf review coming up for us. And Gary has a pretty awesome Wolf Mod review for us.
We're gonna be doing 2 reviews today.
We are, yes, we're going to be doing 2 reviews. It's going to be a little
little bit
longer
longer.
episode because we haven't been here in so long. We were doing a lot of stuff with SB140. We had family stuff.
and we owe it to you.
No excuse, but there was reasons we weren't here.
Would this be considered a double feature then?
Yes.
No, because that's 2 movies.
No, you're right. Oh. double review video.
So yeah, beginning setups. We got to go through this quick because I mean I could talk forever on what it was like for me setting.
So
up,
real
but,
quick, short, just beginning setups.
Yeah.
Go.
Gary, what was your process?
Ego Twist, cartomizers. And then it went to the lava tank from a Volcano E-Cigs, then to the Sigelli T-Max, then to a Provari, and then mech mods from there.
You still miss your Provari, don't you?
I do. I love that freaking
You're talking
thing.
about that? We did record an episode before this one last week, but we lost the footage.
Of course.
Not entirely sure what happened, but
You missed like 40 minutes of Gary, Ryan, and I getting very intimate.
yeah. What?
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 All right.
Oh, jeez.
What was your first
That's on the internet.
setup?
forever.
What got you started on vaping?
I started on a little Ego Twist that I had bought from a buddy of mine for way more money than I should have because I didn't know anything about it. He screwed me over, but whatever. Little Ego Twist, and I went to a Kanger and a Kanger 2, and I was on those for a while, and it broke. I saw a guy blow a huge cloud. I asked him what the hell was that, told me about mechanical mods and all that. And I went out and got my first one, which was a K101. And after I had that for a while, I melted the spring because I just tried to go hotter and hotter and hotter because I love the hot builds. And it was a K101 and a fake Nimbus. Those Chimbus, man, those things are fun,
Chimbus.
man. Yeah.
I hate building on those.
But
Two Omegas.
after I melted the spring on that thing, rather than replacing it constantly like I was doing, I ended up going out and I got a lunar mod, which pretty dope. That was a cool mod, but I only had it for about a week, and then I saw the AR mod, and I just fell in love. I sold the.
You had that for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I sold the lunar mod immediately and got the AR mod.
You
And,
paid a lot for that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you pay for it?
The same as a regular AR mod, because I had the AR brass, but I paid the AR price.
Oh, so 210.
So it's
Yeah.
a deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they didn't have it in their computer at the right price, so I kind of stole that. But
Yeah. About that.
yeah, and then ever since I had the AR brass, I just really started getting into it. I got more and more boxes, and now I'm here.
Wow.
I got this.
Okay. That was your beginning
cheers.
setup? Okay. So you had pretty moderate. You guys both got into.
Well, and I, of course, when I was trying to first do the vaping thing, I was on cigarettes, and then I went to the Cigalikes, and of course, I tried those over and over.
Those are
and
garbage. I think
never
we all
stuck
tried
with them.
those, I'm pretty sure.
I actually didn't.
And every
try
time
those
you pick
before I
one up,
started.
you're like, "This is kind of working." Nah.
No.
Every time I hit it, like it would work for the first 5 minutes, and then it would just choke me out. I mean,
and
literally
like
just.
when we did our views
couldn't even
review,
hit.
like we were saying, like back when we were trying those because we were still smoking, we were like, these are doable. But now that we have our taste buds back, we try one and we're like, that's dog crap.
Awful.
Yeah.
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 So my setup, Donovan called me. He was living out here. I was living in South Dakota still, and he said, "Dude, you need to try vaping because I know you want to quit smoking." He said you need to buy an MVP and a Pro Tank, Pro Tank Aero Tank or a Kanger Aero Tank.
Yes.
Pro Tank Aero Tank.
Rotate.
Kanger Aero Tank. Aero Tank. Jeez. And
Words are hard.
yeah.
Words are hard.
How do you word?
This is all true.
Do you
Yes.
in English?
What's that? So he did that for me. I tried that for a week, or it was probably 2 or 3 weeks, and then he calls me up again. He's like, "Bro, dripping. You got to get into the dripping scene. Like you got to." So
If a friend called me up and said, "Bro, dripping," I'd be like, "Bro, doctor."
touche.
Righto.
So he hops online, and I'm looking with him, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you should totally buy this awesome UDV or UDVD."
UDTV12.
Dude,
UDVD12.
at the time, Twisted 420 did a fantastic review on it, so
And
I was going off of his word.
yeah, and I go W4, and the one that looks like a mushroom head. And it was over from there. I mean,
Those were like the mod and addy to have though at the time. No, it really was. When those first came out, like the IGO,
Just kidding.
the IGO W's were like the IGOs were like one of the first
yeah.
rebuildables, and those were the ones that
Igos and Patriots. That's what everyone had.
Yeah.
The Tugboat hadn't quite come out yet, but it was all about Igos
Well,
and Patriots.
Igos and Patriots were basically interchangeable
Yeah.
for a little while, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the Igo W5 and the
Yeah,
Patriots
the
that
5.
were compatible with each
Well,
other.
but even you had the Patriot that fit on the Igo.
But I had a clone Patriot that was 21
Yeah,
millimeters
yeah,
instead of
that's-
22. Mine was a
Okay,
clone.
I thought that was.
no. My first setup, I actually had a buddy that he came over. He had a little 777 pin and a Kinger Pro Tank on there, and I was like, "What is that?" Like, because I've seen electronic cigarettes before when they first came out, like 9 years ago. You know, they were like cheap ones you buy on infomercials, and they sucked.
Yeah, we did it last time, but lost the fight.
No, like all of us.
No.
Deja vu.
Maybe a little bit, but we haven't like taken it.
Yeah,
Shut
but
up,
anyways, so so that was like horrible. It sucked. It didn't work. But my real first device that really got me into vaping is we went over and picked up my own Ego battery with a Pro Tank 2, and that started it from there.
And then,
I was like, this is amazing.
what about your iGo story? You can continue on to that a little bit, because that's funny.
Why?
Just what you did and how you got it, and
Well then.
Did you have to do things you're not proud of?
what?
No.
What do you? What's? Am I not speaking English? Am I word
So-
blanking?
So yes, I was a fan of Rip Trippers at the time because I didn't know much about vaping, and he was like in it, and he did reviews on how to build things. And I'm watching this. It was the first rebuildable thing ever, and I was like, I need an iGo L in my life right now. That's how long ago this was. So I bought the iGo L, and I was running on my MVP. I upgraded to MVP, and I was running like 1 ohm coil, 1.2 ohm coil on there, rocking my iGo L rebuildable. And I thought I was having the massivest clouds ever. And I went to local shops in Georgia, and people like, dude, that's like the world's largest cloud ever. They were all selling like hookah pins and stuff like that. That's what they were stuck on, and pretty much that shop started buying rebuildable devices from then on out.
That was right where you called me after that. Once you actually figured out you
Yeah.
needed a mech mod,
Yeah.
and so when he got me my mech mod set up, he's trying to teach me how to build coils over the phone. It was the .55 that we, and that too. I thought it was like me and my friends were just like, holy cow,
Yeah.
that's huge. But
See, I learned how to build coils off of Rip Trippers, though.
Yeah, me
so
too.
did I mean, after
I can't
Donovan taught
say
me.
that, he was I don't know.
Actually, I watched the video and it was on the
He
phone.
wasn't an influence. He was.
Yeah.
How'd you get your start, Dan?
Well, I was kind of lucky. I started kind of on a Nemesis and a Stellaire because my buddy where I was working at the time, Jordan, he had an Emmy and a Stellaire, and he was like, well, why don't you try this one? And he gave me an Ego to start out on. So I started out on that, and then I didn't really like it. I wasn't a big fan of the Ego and the tank. He was like, well, since you like this one so much, well, why don't we go down to the shop? And I came to this shop first. So the first actual setup I ever bought was a Panzer and Igo W5. And from there on out was like, I basically started on mech mods.
Then
I didn't
you
really
were-
start on...
The
You had
rich
that
boy
Panzer-
start.
You had that Panzer in 5 forever.
Oh, yeah.
With the ego twist and stuff like that too, it's really about like you kind of have to finesse it right where you like it. Because like for me, I really like that strong throat hit, so I had to go really low on the ohms and really high on the voltage.
Yeah.
That was the only way I got it. So like, and for a while like, when I first started on those, like I didn't like it. It wasn't good. I was still cheating so much. But as soon as I got it to where I liked it, gave me that nice satisfying hit, I was done. After
Yeah,
that.
and then
You
you
know
guys
what I
had to
didn't
go
like?
through.
Oh man, I was rebuilding my Pro Tank.
I didn't
thinking
like
that
the
was
maintenance
awesome.
of the coils.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the only
I-
thing I didn't like.
Clean your tank out every day because it was leaking.
Yeah.
A couple times a day.
I was
Oh,
like,
that's so
I'm just going to go
hard.
smoke a cigarette.
That's-
you know what I mean?
oh.
It was just easier.
So hard.
I stayed away
Try
from
dealing with
Cardos 'cause of
Cardos,
my headache.
guys.
Yeah,
Cardos were a bitch.
I had a Cardo when I bought the K101. I had it for a day, and then I went, "Fuck this thing."
I vaped,
I went and got a dripper.
I vaped on Cardos exclusively for about 9 months. I figured out
How long
all
did I
the.
have that Panzer?
I figured all the ins and outs of filling them, make sure you don't
Forever.
flood them,
8 months.
reusing
Yeah.
them. Because what
I
me
still
and my
had my
dad
Igo.
and my buddy who started along with my dad and I, we all figured out that you can boil cartomizers. Like if they were still working when you changed out that cartomizer, you boil them for about 5 minutes, pull them out, let them dry, then boil them again, and then you throw them in a bag of rice. And then you just keep that bag of rice and keep filling them up, keep filling it up, keep filling it up. Then you can reuse those cartomizers like 6 months down the road.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle the cartomizer life.
Yeah,
No, you couldn't.
me neither.
Those
Well,
suck.
to be honest, if I would have gotten to that before dripping and everything,
Oh, you-
I'm sure I would have.
Oh yeah, but
I
just
don't know,
like
dude,
right
like-
now, yeah, I
I
wouldn't
was
go back.
so busy with other stuff that I didn't have time to do all the maintenance.
Yeah, that's why I cheated a lot with the Ego Twist, was because
Yeah.
I was like, I could vape this, but it'll probably flood or something. Just give me a cigarette.
I think
Yeah.
I wanted to quit cigarettes more than I thought I did. Like I loved cigarettes and I didn't want to quit, but I was willing to do the work and stuff just to not have to smoke them anymore, like with the vape and everything. And
so my question is, would you still smoke a cigar? Like you don't actually smoke cigars, so it's a little bit different. But
I was in Omaha a couple months ago and for a wedding, and I had a cigar there.
Yeah.
It's like special occasions.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it all the time. I wouldn't like drug lord cigars.
Like Donovan,
like if someone had a wedding and they handed
You're not
out
just gonna walk
cigars,
into my
I'm not going to be
office
the
and it's
rude
filled with
guy
cigars.
to not take it.
why not?
But like
be
he used to smoke
fantastic.
cigarettes.
I'm not a drug lord.
He used to smoke cigarettes. He quit, and then he would smoke cigars. Cigars were his instead of cigarettes. Like he would have a cigar often, and the vaping is what got him off of that.
Yeah, that's way worse than cigarettes.
So yeah.
Cigars are so good, dude.
You went the way of
but
Walt
having
Disney.
one that often, that's bad.
They're so
Cigarettes
good.
are-
They were.
That's how my old woodshop
Sound like
teacher
a
was. He
fiend.
only
Dude,
smoked
you
cigars.
can get like Maduro wraps, freaking Cohiba Red Dots.
We don't.
So,
this
yeah,
is gonna
I've never been.
We were talking about this because I brought up, I think it's very interesting, this subject in general, so we'd love to hear you guys tell us your story. Did you try those Cigalikes and it never worked? Did they work for you? Did the Ego Twist not do it? How'd you guys get to where you were at, wherever
Were
it
you
is?
smoking cigarettes? Were you chewing? Were you smoking cigars?
Yeah,
Were
'cause Gary,
had
you were
snus?
dipping.
I was dipping and smoking, actually.
Well,
Oh, you know
more
what?
dipping though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least towards the end, right before I started
remember,
vaping, I was actually a can and a pack a day.
Jesus.
So
Do you
I
remember
got bad.
the e-cigarette like cart in the mall that
Yeah.
had like the rechargeable
Yeah.
e-cigarettes? I bought one of those,
Wildly
I was a-
overpriced.
like $100.
I was a customer service representative for one of those places.
Were you?
Yeah.
You know what
I
they
bought one of
sold
those
too?
and lost it.
They were garbage.
They sold not the 18650s, but the little ones. of those.
18350s.
They sold those for the mods that they had, that little grenade shaped one. Mm-hmm. They sold those batteries, but they weren't rechargeable.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, you gotta buy like a new one every couple of days. What?
Wow.
They're like $12 each. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The place that I worked for was a crook. Like, you could buy the cartridges and stuff, and you had a rechargeable battery, but they didn't work 80% of the time.
It was essentially a blue in a nice box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I did customer service for. And
I bought one of those like way back, and
It was a
I
sample
completely
thing.
forgot about it.
it was one of the deals where you pay half off for the whole starter kit, and then you don't know it, but you get signed up for a recurring plan. So then you get sent $80 worth of shit the next month.
Yeah.
And it just keeps happening until you do something about
I
it.
think those are scams.
But,
That was when I had money though. Back
yeah,
in the military.
we would love to
was
hear
a-
your guys' story on how you got to where you're at.
Yes.
And if you-
I think it's interesting, and we do love reading the
Yeah,
comments.
we really do. We go through them
That'd be
all.
cool to
and
listen to.
We still read them, so
I'd love
You
to know
wanna
if any
do
of you
the,
got to go through Cardos. I'd love to know
Are we right
that.
in the middle of the video?
yeah.
The thingy?
Yeah, that's about good.
Thingy?
So,
Yeah,
500
you on
sub
deck?
giveaway.
Explosions!
Where?
Michael Bay. Michael Bay. Michael Bay. What the fuck?
Saturday
is that?
Vampire makes a
Oh my
special
god, there it is.
appearance.
There it is. Right there.
It's not ready.
This is gonna be horrible.
He wasn't ready.
So this video is going to come out in 3 weeks. I won't see the sun that whole time.
Yeah.
We do appreciate Ryan's editing
We just,
skills.
Ryan's
Yes.
gonna be coming back.
I haven't
looking
touched
like milk.
editing in a long time either.
We just
because
emotionally
we haven't
raped Ryan.
Yeah, we did.
I haven't touched the editing software in a long time either because we haven't
Doing
done a
mine
podcast in
stuff,
so long, and then we
haven't you?
lost. Huh?
You've been doing like 3D
Yeah, I've been doing
modeling?
3D stuff more than anything else. So,
That was a lot of hype not to just to leave them hanging. Suspense.
anyways,
The 500 sub giveaway.
Yeah. Not
So
doing the subject
the
now.
deal is, you must be subscribed and you have to comment below. What we want you to do is tell us what you would name the box when you got it, if you got it, when.
yeah.
So come up with some creative names. Comment below, and then we're gonna send you a box.
we're gonna send one lucky winner out.
We're gonna describe the box. Right? We're gonna tell what.
we can talk
Yeah.
about
So
this.
okay, what's the box?
Dan.
So we're gonna do a series box with a 120 chip in it, and it's basically similar to the tugboat regulated boxes. No,
It's just 120 watt variable voltage.
well, it's gonna have the 120 watt rapid chip
variable
in it,
wattage.
basically.
Sorry, with
Yeah.
a potentiometer.
potentiometer. It's gonna have all safety
not
features,
digital.
all that stuff. Not digital.
The super custom Dan box.
Yep.
Super custom Dan box.
And it will be custom. We're not 100% sure on how we're going to customize it yet, but it will be dual 18650, 120 watt,
One of a kind.
in a box.
Basically, that's pretty
Yeah.
much sums it
Serial
up.
number 1 out
Serial-
of 1.
Yeah, there's only gonna be one ever
Yep.
made.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
How's it going, guys? Gary here from the podcast. I'm here to give you a review on the Hellhound by Wolf Mods. So to start off, if you're a fan of ABS boxes, this is the box for you. Now, this is a pretty cool mod. It's a solid aluminum box, but it's got its own little features to it that make it unique, like all the engravings and whatnot. It has this rubberized coating, so it's got like a texture, not really much of a texture, more of a grippy feel to it. So you don't really get that feeling that you're going to drop it. But if you do, I mean, the coating isn't necessarily the best. I was told that it was scratch proof, but if you look right there and down here, it's not very scratch resistant now, is it? The price point, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me, but at the same time, like, it could be a little more original, to be honest, but it's a good box. It's been my everyday vape for the last 2 months. I mean, it's got its ups and downs, but it works. Vape's really nice, smooth, and there's the one problem. There's a problem right there. There's a con. You take your Addy off, the loading pin decides to move on its own. So it's really annoying. I've had it now for about 2 months. One thing I do like about it is a nice hefty box, is it's aluminum. Like the original Wolf mod was amazing. It was probably one of my favorite mods to use to date. There's not really much to say about it. I mean, it's just an aluminum ABS box. It's cool that it's Wolf, but like I said, it could be a little cooler. You know, let's see what Wolf Mods comes out with. Who knows, maybe they might come out and surprise us one day. It's pretty aesthetically pleasing when it's new. They said this is about 2 months of use right here, so I mean, it's not going to be very pretty. But overall, good mod. I recommend it to anybody who likes their ABS boxes and wants something a little heavier. And they're full, authentic, American-made devices, so why not give them a try? Have a good one, you guys.
Welcome back to the podcast. We have quite a few technical difficulties. This is actually going to be 2 episodes combined, and this is halfway through, so you're seeing this in a very weird fashion. But our editor actually kind of he lost his hair with all the stress going into this, trying to get the podcast out for you guys to watch. So, I mean, yeah, we feel really bad for him.
And the first thing Dan said to me was, "You look fatter without it."
I did. I'm a horrible person.
Dang.
No, but
it's going back now. We got different cameras.
We had problems with the camera. We were on a GoPro before, if you guys didn't know. For some reason, it was not working after we recorded for too long. We don't know if it was getting too hot.
I think it was just overheating.
Yeah, we're not sure, but we've got 2 new cameras that we're using instead. So we've got a close-up one on Kevin now for when he's talking about subject matter and things like that. And then we've got the wide-angle shot.
Wait, because I wear a watch.
Right,
Yes.
he's the chairman.
Yes.
So basically, halfway through our recording, got cut off, and we lost the footage. So somewhere in that, we started talking about, it was pretty much right when we started just kind of BSing about random stuff and joking and laughing. Otherwise, we got all the important stuff out of the way and talked about what we wanted to, but we did promise you a 2 review episode and a long episode, so that's why we decided to just piggyback this one on the one before. It is a week later. Donovan's not here.
It's actually 2 weeks later.
Is it?
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah,
right.
we had a lot.
We've been having a lot of.
Along with this, I know we kind of explained it before, but yeah, SP140, a lot of family stuff for all of us. Our schedules don't line
It's
up.
been busy. So yeah, it's 2 weeks later. Donovan can't be to this one because he's celebrating his anniversary.
Yep.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Donovan. and Rachel.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Quick
yeah,
salute.
so absolutely.
Congratulations, Donovan and Rachel.
So yeah, we're just gonna piggyback this episode
lot
on the
of
back of
vape.
the other one and go from there. So if we touch on the same subject matter, we're sorry. It has been 2 weeks.
It happens.
I'm going to try and do my best to edit that kind of stuff out, but you are getting the 2 reviews we promised
Yes.
and the longer episode that we promised.
me
And we
and
are
Gary.
back. We haven't died.
Yes.
We're not dead.
Yes.
We promise.
And we should be back on schedule, hopefully. At
We're
least
trying to.
And we're going to start doing it even if we can only get 3 of us together. We're still going to try and put something out for you
Yeah.
guys. So,
We definitely need to get more content out.
so as long as there's 3 or more of us that can get together, we'll have something for you.
Yeah, because we lost another one before,
Yep,
too.
we had the 3 of us sitting down, and I actually had a mohawk in that episode.
Yeah.
You had a
That was
mohawk.
pretty cool. That's
Had a
what I
mohawk.
just said.
But there's a photo of
Now I have a mohawk.
There's a
Right.
photo of his
Right.
mohawk, though.
Right.
I know that mohawk is awesome.
Yeah.
I had it all spiked up and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Why did you get rid of it in the first place, though?
Yeah.
Shop owner, mohawk.
Yeah.
But it is a vape shop. I mean, I've seen some vape shops like local.
I rocked it for a couple days. I
rock
had it
the
up and
crazy
everything.
colored hair, gauges, tattoos.
It's just, yeah. Some people.
I mean, then again,
Definitely.
you can also
I
go
guess
to
it
a
is
bar.
a presence thing.
Yeah, you could also go to a bar and see a bartender that's tatted up. He's got piercings everywhere, and then you go to the high class bar, and those
Yeah,
guys are wearing
wearing
suits.
tuxedos
Yeah.
and
You know,
slick back
so-
hair.
Wait. So are you saying this is a high class
I
vape
think
shop?
So I need to wear a suit.
No, you need a tux.
Suit.
Whatever.
I can wear my suit tomorrow.
You want a suit?
Yeah.
I just bought one.
I
Actually.
wore it to SB140 both times.
Oh, okay.
You have a suit?
Anyway,
where's the suit? Leave me alone.
Ryan covered most of the stuff I was going to mention. The longer podcast, we will have the dual reviews. We are going to touch on ECC because we believe we don't have the content of that in there. We're not going to talk about it too much yet, but we will be, actually, we probably will get into a little bit because it's coming up really quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, also, Flawless is going crazy with new products, juices. So we'll get into that as well. And like he said, we may have some overlapping topics. Sorry if we do, but we're human.
Yeah. It happens.
We are?
Well, you guys are.
What truly makes us human?
Oh my god.
So anyway, we'll start with ECC right away because I think that was one of the topics we were going to talk about.
Yeah,
right away.
sure, absolutely.
The dates are
The dates are the weekend of August 13th through the 16th, but the 13th and 14th are going to be business to business only, and then the 15th and the 16th are going to be for the general public. And there's
Yes.
going to be over 1,500 vendors, I believe.
Which I thought about going to the B2B because of the juice line, but after I thought about it, I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have a booth.
you can still go there and hand out samples.
Yeah? You think they won't get... You don't think they'll get mad?
No,
No,
It's B2B.
that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
guess that makes
It's all
sense.
business.
if you're going, you
These
can go.
guys, you guys are going to B2B, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
Yeah, but they're going to look at product that is in the booths.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think you'd be
But
fine.
still, no, you would be going to look for the vape shops or distributing companies
Yeah.
that could possibly move your juice for you. That's what you'd be going. And yeah, bring samples. 'Cause
Well,
they'll
that's
check
what
it
I
out.
planned on doing.
Right.
We have
Bring
the little
zeros,
5
threes, and sixes, yep.
So I might do that.
Are you guys all going to be able to make it to ECC?
Oh, yeah.
So, Patty?
I might. I
might?
have to work.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try though.
I
my
gotta check my
hardest.
schedule because I know I got a wedding coming up. I'm gonna be a part of.
So,
Weddings.
I
I'm so
know,
tired of weddings.
I know Donovan and I will be there. I don't know what days for the B2B or general public if who will be what. But these two should
know,
be there in the general
yeah,
public
I'll
days.
definitely be there.
So you can at least see them if you go. Like I said, I will be. I'm probably going to be there one of the general days.
Yeah.
Don and I may split it up. He might. We're not sure yet. But
Come up and
Depends
say
on the
hi.
schedule.
yeah, we'll
Please
probably. We'll try and
I'll
wear
be
our
wearing my
podcast
shirt.
shirts so
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can
I'll wear mine.
recognize us and yeah.
I'll be
But
wearing my
yeah,
sample box shirt. If I go.
Our team
Yep.
shirts.
Yep.
yeah. Say
You're still
hi.
a part of that whole example.
I
box
still
thing, yeah?
think we need to get fanboy shirts.
What do you mean?
Like instead of having their name on the back, it should be the same podcast shirt, but instead of their name, it says fanboy.
And
just
sell
give-
them.
No, just,
Or
give,
just
one,
give 'em away.
just give one to Devin.
Just one
Maybe
to
that'd be
Devin.
fun to
That's
do.
it.
Kidding, Devin, I love you.
we gonna have
no, but
their-
that would be cool because then we could like hand them out to anyone that comes and sees us and mentions this podcast. They could be like, "Hey, bro, like, yeah, I'm here for the shirt," and give them a fanboy shirt.
So we will have one more episode before ECC.
okay.
Yes.
I don't
But
think we get shirts made in time though.
It's something to talk about.
Yeah.
We will
Yeah,
talk
we'll
about
talk
that amongst
about it.
ourselves. Next episode, we'll let you know if that happened or miserably failed. Most
Oh,
likely
another
the
thing I
latter.
forgot we should talk about is the box. We need to get into that.
Talk
Yes, I can't remember how much
we
we
did
said
talk
on
about
that.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So box.
It's coming.
Yeah. Because I think the
Hey,
last
George R. R.
episode
Martin.
cut off just after that.
And if you want to know how you can enter it, you got to watch earlier.
I don't
No
even
skipping
remember.
around for
I don't
cues.
even remember. Oh yeah, I do. I remember now.
Yeah, I do too.
Christian, do you have you played around with variables very much, or you mostly just stick to max?
I mostly stick to Mex, but I really wanted a Hex 1v2 for a while.
Yeah.
Just after.
I think a lot of people wanted one.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really want one before because I got sick of boxes because I had an unregulated one, and then I tried the Hexome and then I tried Kevin's and it was just awesome. So. I've been really
boxes.
wanting one since then.
You know what?
I want a variable just to kind of check it out for, like, I would love to have one for a week,
Yeah.
so I could like play with it. But like because I don't know if I really want one.
I'll let you borrow mine. I have a IPv3.
I'll let you not borrow
What's it go
mine.
up to?
200.
Yeah. Indeed.
But
Maybe.
can you build down to a
I don't know.
5?
No. Can you do that with Kenthal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good job.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to borrow it for a
That
week.
device is impressive that I can do temperature control
I
on
love this
Kenthal. So why are there temperature control boxes that only work with nickel and then that one works with Kenthal?
No, it doesn't work with Kanthal. No. The temperature control doesn't. I went and looked it up afterwards after I mentioned that, and it doesn't work.
Speaking of that
It
box,
changes.
You fucking lied to me, and you just made me a fucking liar to everybody out here.
No, I didn't. I corrected it.
But I still lied.
But you didn't, because I corrected it.
You corrected my lie.
God damn it, Dan.
I lied to you originally.
Speaking
so
of
technically
that
was
box.
me lying. But
No, I want to get on this lying subject, okay?
yeah, I checked it out, and the temperature control doesn't work with Kanthal.
Okay.
So
But yeah, not that box, right?
I was wondering why it changed
Oh,
though.
okay.
yeah, that's his review.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
Yeah, hey,
Let's talk about
hey,
that.
let's talk about his review.
So,
Here's Dan's
Wait, we have a review? I'm doing what?
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not prepared?
Oh shit.
Bro, it's happening right now. Ready? Go.
Okay, so down to my review. I am reviewing the Snow Wolf 200 watt box mod by Lysimo, and the distributor is actually Asmodus, I think it's called. Let me check real quick. So basically, this box is probably one of the best boxes I've ever had. It's a variable wattage plus temperature control, and the temperature control goes up from 100 degrees Celsius to 350 degrees Celsius. Now that only works with the nickel wire, but that's okay. I don't really use nickel wire. I only use the Kanthal because I don't know how all that stuff works. I'm not big on that stuff. But I have a lot of good things to say about this box. I absolutely love this box. One of the best features about this box is it has the variable wattage, but it also can build from 0.05 to 2.5 ohms, which is a huge difference. And that means you can build anything from your little 4-wrap coils to a massive Clapton coil that runs super high ohms. But I mean, it really is a builder's box, and it looks great. I mean, I love this box. I've been using it nonstop since I got it. A lot of really good features for this box. One of the best features is the low voltage protection, obviously, when your batteries get low. And one of the things that I noticed about this is that when your batteries go down to like 3.3 volts, that's the cutoff. So that's pretty low for battery usage. Most of my mech mods only go down to maybe 3.7, and I'm pretty much done with it back on the charger. So it does get a lot of use out of the batteries. Has a low voltage protection, it has reverse battery protection, it has overheating protection, short circuit protection, and it has the lock mode, which you can lock your buttons so that when you throw it in your pocket or you're out doing something, you're hitting the button every now and then, it's not firing like in your pocket and stuff. So that's a really good feature to have. All these features are really useful. Overall, this is a fantastic box mod for any vapor. Obviously, I'm not running it at 200 watts. I usually run it about 70 watts, and that's pretty good for me. And I'm running a 9-wrap. That's a huge coil. It's a massive coil. And I absolutely love it. It's hot. It vapes clean. It's a fantastic box. My only cons about this box is when you put when you start the box up, it checks your ohms every time when you fire it. It takes a couple seconds to fire, and then it'll fire. And it's kind of annoying for me because I'll be sitting down doing something, or I'll be playing a game or whatever, and I'll set the box down for 10, 20 minutes at a time, and it'll turn off. And then I have to go back, unlock it, and check the ohms again, and then I have to vape it again. And it's not that big a deal, but it is kind of annoying. But my other con would be the metal, the stainless steel that they use tarnishes. It's not bad by any means, but it does tarnish. I've noticed on the bottom and on the sides for me. I have a buddy of mine that bought one, and his tarnish is a lot more than mine. And it's probably due to sweat and whatnot, because I do work in the sun a lot. But and I think the only other con that I have was changing from watts to temperature control is weird. You have to hold down both buttons at the same time, and then it'll change from one to the other, but it also moves up or down your wattage or temperature control when it does it. And it only does it by one, so it's not a big deal. But I'm, meticulous like that, so it does kind of annoy me. OCD kicks in. But overall, this box is a great box. I would give it probably 9 out of 10 easily. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 if it weren't for the tarnish. The tarnish does get on my nerves. Other than that, you can put any atomizer on here, it'll work. You can build whatever you want on here pretty much, and it'll work. 0.05 is really low. Nobody builds that low, really. And you can build high as you want. I mean, this is a great box. I've not touched anything else. Man, I cannot say enough good things about this box mount. But let me vape on a little bit. Let's see if I'm juiced up. Yeah, I'm juiced up. See how it takes a couple seconds to fire. But it does produce, and I love it. Produces mad amounts of vape. And like I think I said this earlier, but I'm running at 70 watts on a 9-ramp coil, and it's a hot vape for me, and I like the hot vapes. But you can run this down. I'm gonna put it down to 30 watts and see what it does. And it only takes a couple seconds to get it down there. And that's a 9-ramp firing at 30 watts, which is not bad for 30 watts. And it's not gonna produce as much, but it's still going to be a cool vape. And I think this box is for any box mod user. It is a series box, so you're going to have the dual batteries in there in series, and it's got a magnet on the back for the back panel, which is really nice. Like I said, overall, best box I've ever owned. Other than that, let's get back to the podcast.
That was amazing, Dan.
Excellent.
I really appreciate your input.
We all totally just saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Excellent.
You didn't record it earlier, and I'm putting it in afterwards when nobody saw. We all watched you do it, and it was great. Great review, Dan.
Great review.
Great review.
Thank you.
Next up, we're pretty much just gonna. Ryan finally got a sub-ohm tank.
Yes.
What do you think about it, Ryan?
I picked up a Star.
Okay.
It's the 0.25 ohm sub-ohm tank. It's
The one that Donovan ranted about for a long time.
yeah, he was ranting about that for a while, and like I kind of tried his a couple of times and was like, yeah, whatever.
Did we review the Star?
I think we did, didn't we? Did we?
Probably.
I think so.
We did.
We did.
I think Don, we
No,
did.
that's awesome. But yeah,
So I picked one up.
second-hand experience.
Well, the reason I picked one up was because my dad went out and picked up one of those Kanger Subbox Mini setups.
Which is a good setup.
Yeah, and I was thoroughly impressed with that thing. It's a little 50-watt box with a single battery and 0.5 ohm coil inside of the sub-ohm tank. And really good. Like, it was really impressive. I loved it. I was like, this is something I could totally vape on all day. Because my dad's not one for those big giant clouds. He doesn't really like drippers because he doesn't like dripping all the time.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like K-Funs because they don't like hit.
They don't
a nice,
produce-
they don't give a nice satisfying hit.
It's a cigarette
for him.
pole.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he got one of those and he let me try it out, and that thing was great. I was on that thing all weekend. So I went out and I got myself a Star, and I've been loving it, man. Like, it doesn't produce giant clouds or anything. So I when I'm sitting
not
around
bad,
at home
though.
or when I'm driving, perfect.
Wow, that was pretty good. That went right over the bottles.
Creative.
Curved them.
Yeah, we got
Coming out of
Patty here, who's been practicing all of his tricks.
What
What was that one that you made it turn?
That went straight up?
Yeah,
That was
cool.
awesome.
That was just a vape bend, but it was a quick one, and you had to do it like right
It's
as
a
it
vape
comes out.
bender.
Yeah,
Vape bender. Are you the avatar?
yeah.
Patterson, the last vape bender.
El avatar.
I could bend vape.
So technically, that means you can bend air.
Only if
But I can't ride on
No,
I can't ride on a ball.
I can do O's without vaping.
That's impressive.
It's extremely impressive. I don't know who would ever say that's not impressive.
Well, a vape NATO with no vape, so just a NATO. Wait,
You're about to blow my mind right now.
get away.
Oh!
Damn.
Oh my god, that's
Holy
a competition winner.
All right.
This is the latest.
Did you almost get sucked up?
Yeah, I almost did.
Sorry. I'll try and be a little less aggressive next time I do that.
Especially when you do a second push with no vape. It's just ready.
Damn!
Holy shit.
Look at that.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
I don't
guys
want to
are
go up
too
against you in
good at
cloud
this.
comps anymore.
I know.
This is why I don't
do
do
this,
power
Ryan?
pumps. Hold on, you want me to use my... Never mind.
And Dan has a shiny
Are
little
you gonna
toy sitting in front of
pull?
Yeah, he is.
him. Dan, what's
them?
Dan,
I'm
how's the
pretty
thing work? So, Dan,
It's a
you've got-
vibrator.
Okay, so you've got, it's like
Is it a
what?
bullet?
Just a, it's like a juice
It's a
container,
VK,
right?
yeah.
What's the point of it?
It's fine. I don't know. I like it.
They're usually for keychains.
Yeah.
If it was mine, I'd be like, look,
Yeah,
and
pretty
drop
much.
it. But I don't want to grab Dan's bottle and just like drop it. But yeah,
It's heavy as fuck.
yeah, shit's not gonna break.
But yeah, it's a
breaks
V-can.
someone's
It's pretty
head.
cool. I mean, it's just like having a regular bottle dripper. You just push on the bottom and it drips.
It's actually pretty neat.
How
Handy.
heavy is it? You said it was
It's pretty heavy.
For being
It's
a little
steel,
guy.
so
I like the lighter ones. The ones that look like the old school flip lighters.
Oh,
I don't think I've seen
Nicholas,
those.
yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh, vintage. Yeah, yeah.
It's a really cool bottle design.
They leak.
Horrible.
Yeah, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, we were talking about a squelch box that Dan, you were showing.
Oh
us
yeah,
pictures
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Squawk.
Mad dog.
Squawk
Squawk.
box.
It rhymes with
Oh my god.
So,
Does that not
You
work
did
that
it.
way?
for those that don't know, a squawk box is a box
Rhymes
mod.
All right, continue.
Okay.
For those that don't know, Kevin is saying the one word that I have to bleep without offending half the population.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
what are you explaining to them what the word is? I can't let them hear that
Maybe if
one.
they look at my lips hard enough.
No, I'll blur it. I don't care.
Son of a bitch.
Oh man.
Okay,
Anyways,
so a squawk box is a box mod where like instead of having a second battery in here, you would have a juice bottle where the needle tip goes up inside the atomizer from the bottom of it. They drill a little hole and put the needle up in there so that when you need more liquid, you just squeeze on it and it juices itself. It's kind of cool. I've wanted
very cool box.
Amazing idea. I think they've had a lot of different versions,
It's
but none have
really-
really been,
There's a
Now,
lot of them
okay.
in Europe.
or maybe
These boxes-
they're homemade. A lot of them, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
The
they
ones
are.
here, anyway.
these boxes that I looked at, and they were on Discover Authentic Vapes group, and they're made in Italy, actually. Italian guy makes them, and they're amazing looking
Real quick, I
boxes.
just have to say, Discover Authentic Vapes.
It's a group on Facebook.
Were they looking for them in the desert?
No, it's not a high desert vape. No,
I know, but it just
high
sounds
desert.
Discover Authentic Vapes. It sounds like a bunch of dudes like going like cave diving and
or
stuff.
something.
Hey, this is what the Incan Indians used to vape on. Like, what did they discover?
Well, they discovered that, but
When the guy made the box, did he go, mwah?
I don't know. But maybe he should.
I'm sure that's not offensive.
But it's a 26. The one I looked at is 26650, and he uses that. I forget what it's called when they have the colored wood
French.
that they designed the boxes.
Exotic
out of.
wood?
The exotic woods.
It's like stained.
Yeah, and it was like a lime green and the wood grain color together. It was a beautiful, beautiful box. And I think they run somewhere around 600 to 800 bucks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But he
More
custom
expensive
makes
than the
each
variant.
one. Each of his boxes are custom made. You have to actually contact him to get a box.
Dang.
My Vapes does the same thing. Rocket Chicken does the
Yes,
same thing.
but not with exotic woods. That's exotic woods are expensive.
You know,
by
it's a
themselves.
really cool. It's really cool for someone who has tons of money to blow.
Yeah.
But for your vapor who's looking for something practical, like a practical squat.
Well, like I said, I couldn't afford.
Well,
to buy
yeah, of
one.
course, but there's always that. There's always a practical car and a car for someone who's got the money for it.
Exactly.
That's everything in life, man.
But even like the variant, like it was expensive, but it was expensive for kind of a reason. They marked it up quite a bit, but like the exotic wood is kind of what I'm getting at. Is
Dude, look at that.
if
What
it's
was
a
that?
vape device.
What was that mod that was super popular because the guy only made like 100 per year?
Oh,
Parabella.
Yeah.
Parabella.
Look at that. Like that was not even an impressive mod.
No.
There's
Right.
nothing crazy cool about it and innovative. It was just that he only made 100 a year.
Or like
That's
this.
what made it a
Well, those
sought
the
after
box
mod.
mods, the squawk boxes that I'm talking about are extremely innovative. The design is beautiful. The way he did
They
it.
did look pretty weird.
But who hasn't ever dropped one of their boxes, one of their mods?
Yeah, that's the only thing. That
Exotic
concerned
wood.
me.
If you snap that wood, how much is it going to cost to get that fixed? If
Yeah,
you can.
really.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't think you could like break.
Like use a nice wood.
Yeah.
But exotic wood to me is a little bit too much.
Like, hey, I cracked the wood. Could you fix it? Nah, not for like another 50 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta wait for that tree to grow back. Oh, damn.
Well, I wonder what kind of wood they do use.
You could use a Yule log and it will burn forever and will never burn out. Just like on Christmas.
Very true.
Why would I want to burn my mod though?
Cause you could be like, I don't know, the
Check this out.
Survival.
Right? Makes sense to me. Where's
right.
your
Yeah.
head at, Dan?
You guys got me.
Aren't you a guy?
Nice.
Okay, that was a little low. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? Me and Dan were saying we should all go for a camping trip and do the podcast in the woods.
That'd be awesome.
In a tent.
No, just in the woods. Like all of us just sitting in a river.
Why?
Hey guys,
I
trying
don't
to talk over the river.
Let us know in the comments if you want us to go out in the middle of the desert
So-
and go podcast from there.
Yeah, so this, well,
I don't know if I want.
camping may or may not happen, but if it did happen, would you rather see us in the tent, in or by a river?
If we do it in the
In a
tent,
tree?
can we all be in pajamas?
I kind of want to be like all in the sleeping bags.
Or that?
Like
yeah.
slumber,
All
like
in
slumber
the
party.
same sleeping bag.
That-
Wearing a
all right.
Like 3 sleeping bags, like zipped together.
Can we just do that anyways?
Are we gonna be naked?
I'm gonna be so upset.
I
if we-
will be.
I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so upset if we don't do this.
No, but legit, like a podcast from the woods would be kind of.
As long as I don't
It
get
would.
Plus, I
stuck.
want to go camping anyways.
I do
When's
too.
the last time you guys went camping?
Can I
It's
be
been about
on the
Since I
end?
lived in South Dakota.
Dude, I used to go camping all the time as a kid, you know?
Me and my
Yeah,
buddies
I
in South
did too.
Dakota, we would drive
Well, okay.
15 minutes
I
away and
cheated
go
when I went camping because we always had a camper.
Dude, my dad would take me out there in a tent and a fucking sleeping bag, and we'd have to find food for a week.
That's camping, bro.
When I was like 10,
camping.
man. Yeah, every time I went camping, my dad's like, we're doing this like men. He would like fucking slash the tires as we walked out in the woods. He used to do fucked
Because I
up
got spares in the
He used to
back.
do fucked up shit to us too. Like he'd put us in the tent and he'd be like, I'm gonna go set bear traps when he was really just going to have a cigarette. And he'd be like, I'm gonna go set bear traps, so you guys stay in here. And he'd walk away and me and my brother are just sitting there terrified. And when he's done with his cigarette, he comes back and shakes the tent and goes, "Roar!" Scares the shit out of me.
That's
Yeah,
something
but
I would do.
I
Totally.
think
I would absolutely do that to my kid.
I think we should do like camping and like an event or something, like a Nerf war or something, or paintball.
LARPing.
Paintball.
LARPing.
LARPing would be pretty
Yes.
We'll all be dragons.
Hey, I'm a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry.
Lightning bolt.
fun. Now throw your juice bottle,
Milkberry lightning bolt.
Dan. Now throw your juice bottle.
All right.
Do it, I dare you.
Sticks into the wall.
Put a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
With the squawk, have you guys seen that self-juicing tube mod?
No.
What?
Yeah. It's okay. So what it is, it's like a plastic
Oh
on the
yeah.
outside, and then the inside's the tube where your battery goes in. And what is it? It holds like, I think 5 mils of juice, and I forgot what it does, but you tilt the mod upside down to juice it, and it basically juices itself in the cotton.
That's
And
annoying.
it works
That
pretty
sounds
good.
cool, but so you have a sub tank,
but then what if I just like...
but you have a sub tank that you now have to drip and fill.
But
So not only do you have to turn it over to fill it up, but once that's empty, you still have to fill it up again instead of having
Yeah,
your
I
juice
don't know if
bottle
I'd be
that's
down
in
for
there.
that.
But it's still cool just because you can't
It's
do your low,
innovative.
you can't
It
do your
is.
low on builds.
Again, there's so many
Well, I mean, yeah, but
great
then
like
you've got those-
ideas that just don't have the right.
You've got those
push.
drippers that you just push on the top.
Oh yeah, the auto drippers.
Those again.
Those
Those
are
are
annoying.
like the idea is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
but
It's just not there.
The big dripper made it
the
big.
follow through. What is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of
Follow through.
it. The follow through is just not there. That's not the word I'm looking for, but I'll go with it.
Concept is good, the product is not.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, not exactly, but that gets the point
It just
across.
looks good on paper.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing, but I'm surprised someone hasn't come up with an amazing auto dripper. Maybe that's to be honest, that's probably the next step.
Maybe,
in
yeah.
sub-ohms, you're gonna have an auto. Actually,
But
The sub-ohms are
I
getting
think
so
sub-ohms
good
are like really
that
good right
Someone's going to come out with a sub-ohm
The
tank,
Famo tank is
and they're going to have like a
amazing.
0.1 addy on it.
they already do.
Do they?
Temperature control coils though.
No, I'm talking like straight up mech mod 0.1
It's
addy on
mech
a sub-ohm
mod.
tank.
Mech mod 0.51 coil,
0.1.
or not mech mod,
0.1 ohm
regulated. I'm sorry, 0.05. No, yeah, 0.05. No.
now. Maybe.
Yeah, no.
My brain my brain
That's like
shut off for about 45 seconds.
0.05 sub tank?
Yeah, no.
No way.
No.
No,
Yes.
I'm saying someone's going to come out with
Shoots fire.
Eventually, you're going to
Wait,
see
yeah, no, a 0.05. My brain did shut down. Yeah,
0.05
0.05.
sub-tank.
Because it's temperature control. With nickel, you have to do like
5 wraps.
ridiculous amount of wraps to get like
0.1.
yeah to get a 0.05 even. Or a 0.1, yeah, like because nickel wire the resistance is so low.
Because it's like
that-
it's little to no resistance.
Yeah.
You're saying there's a sub-ohm tank that's at 0.05.
Yes. One of the temperature control tanks.
Oh,
The tanks that had-
sub tank, I believe.
The Kanger sub tank. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Kanger
on
sub
those-
tank.
on the,
do they have
temperature
a
control
0.05
coils.
though?
I believe so.
They've only got a
There's no
0.5.
No, okay.
on the
The
temperature
lowest I've
controls.
seen is a 0.3.
With the temperature control.
No, I've seen
No,
a
I'm
point,
talking-
0.25.
I've
Okay,
got a
we'll
0.25
go off this
or
debate. That's
not.
unclarified. I think he might be right. I think
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm thinking
what
of
I'm
is
saying is, they're going to come out with a sub-ohm tank that's like competition level.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, and that's gonna be dope. That's what I'm waiting for. That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, remember when the Atlantis came out? Everyone was getting those, and they were going to cloud comps.
Well,
because
They
it was
check these
great.
he
things
ran
out.
into a cloud comp.
And so did Pacheco.
Okay,
I mean, I think he did that as a joke, though.
Yeah.
They kind of did, yeah.
But still, the clouds that were off of that were like unheard
Yeah, it
of.
was still impressive.
Yeah.
Well, but that's because that's when the sub-ohm tank was first coming out. And
That
I was
was-
like,
that
oh my
was-
god, that's insane.
That was the first sub-ohm tank, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Atlantis.
Was
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
Yep, the Atlantis was the
think it
first
was,
sub-ohm
yeah.
tank.
What I was referring to though is I believe like the Snow Wolf can read down to a 0.05.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of the temperature control coils, because the resistance is so low of the wire.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not the sub tank yet; it's the mod. That's I was confused.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is eventually someone's going to come out with a sub-tank.
Right.
Where the replaceable coils are going to be competition level, like
We-
0.1 and 0.08 and possibly lower.
We do just have like one or two more random topics, and we only have a few minutes left. Gary and Patty just did a trade that made
did.
them both very happy.
Oh, yeah. Patty came up to me the other day and said, hey, I want one of those Tugboat V2 mods that just came out.
Hey, I want what you got.
And I was like, all right.
Let me get most of that.
And he's like, I'll give you the rig and roughneck. And I was like, sure. And yeah,
They
that
traded,
happened.
and
I got the zombie edition, and a good reason why I traded Gary is because I know it's going in good hands. I know Gary will treat the mod like how it's supposed to be treated, not gonna throw it around.
And
Like,
trade it in 2 weeks.
no.
it will be gone.
Yeah, he's going to trade it.
I've had this for over a
You
month.
tried.
Yeah,
you
because you had to have it
tried.
fixed.
I tried, and it still have failed because no one wants a Stingray anymore. But anyway,
So,
Yeah.
so you attempted to get rid of it.
attempted to, but failed.
Still attempted to.
But I still have it. That's all that matters.
It's gonna be.
But a bigger reason.
Look, I only tried to kill him. Big deal.
a bigger reason.
Hey, shut up.
A bigger reason why I wanted to trade Gary was that because no one's gonna buy a rig, especially the first run rig with the newer roughnecks that came out. I think it was the second one, right? The ones that they fixed the screws on.
I'm not
Remember
sure.
your first one you stripped, and then the second one came out, and then I bought it, and then you were mad at me.
The first one that I had was one of the
Yeah,
originals.
because this is
Yeah.
the second one because it's serialized, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
I have
that
unserialized one still.
you don't always
Yeah.
necessarily have to have the newest thing. Because I've seen plenty of like V2s and V3s that come out and they're way worse than the first one. Like, what comes to mind is the Mutation X V2. I was
Yeah.
not happy with. They had that weird screw. They had the weird all that stuff. The V3 was meh. But honestly, like I've had this Dark Horse, and this is something that's been out for a while. Everyone knows about the
Yeah.
Dark Horse, but this thing's fucking solid, man. I love this Dark Horse.
The
Even though
only
it's
thing I
old.
don't like about it is the juice well.
It's pretty short, but I'm fine with that. I like it.
But that's why I stick with my tugboat too. So
Yeah. I'll say it every day. I'll keep saying it. I have not vaped on another atomizer since September. It's now August.
This roughneck
Tugboat for life.
is probably the only other atomizer.
Tugboat with a stock cap, might I add.
I slam.
Stock cap.
The roughneck is probably the only other atomizer I actually prefer to vape on over the with the tugboat.
But that's
not
also a
over
really
or
good
under the
atomizer.
tugboat, but right at with the tugboat. So
Do we have anything else?
Yeah, we can mention one more thing. I didn't really, yeah, we still have a couple minutes, but again, just some random stuff. But Five Nights at Freddy's 4
yes.
just debuted.
Gary
And,
was-
of course,
Gary
watched
with his,
a lot
with
of
his
it.
scary
of
games.
course, our very own Gary owns the game already.
Yeah.
bought it first day it came out. It was worth every penny, and it honestly scared the shit out of me the first time I played it. Like
So
normally,
this
it
one
was
you're,
really
you're
good.
taking place of the
the
killer,
child.
right? Yeah.
No, you're taking place
No,
of
the
the
child.
child of the killer. I guess is what people are theorizing because there really is no definite story right now. It's just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
watched the
hints.
Markiplier playthroughs of that.
So
I love
did I.
Markiplier, man. Like
I
I
do
So do
said,
I.
but,
You know what's funny? My wife hates them, so I have to watch with headphones on because she drives her insane.
yeah. Somebody earlier today said he's kind of like a PewDiePie with a
Deeper voice.
and I was like,
Not even
Not
close.
really.
not really. Like he's got kind of the same hokey, goofy
Yeah.
attitude, but like he does it in a way that's not so.
Annoying.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who
That's
has the
my point.
exact same personality as him.
Exactly.
I used to work with him
Like,
on
no, stop it.
And to be honest, the first time I saw the video, like I had to look at it again because they look almost the same too.
Yeah.
I've honestly seen that myself too. Sometimes I've even been told that when I'm wearing my headset and stuff like that, and I have my hair exposed and it's not under a hat, and I'm wearing my headset. I've been told I look like PewDiePie, and I'm like,
talking
please
about
don't.
I can see that.
Markiplier.
Oh,
whatever.
Markiplier?
Yeah,
I can totally see that.
Whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
Markiplier.
Markiplier. I'm in Marks and Pliers. I don't know.
Markiplier. He's
I wonder where his name came from.
Because you wanted to Markipliers.
Well, his
Where
name's
did,
Mark
where did
and
anyone's online name came from?
like PewDiePie. Where do you get that?
I don't know. I don't
name.
even care.
His name's
That guy.
Felix, for God's sake. So
I don't know. My online name is Tankerballs, so I can't say much.
His name should be.
Stop it!
Is there anything
You
else?
stop it. You behave. You behave yourself.
That's
I'm
going to be it for us
gonna bring
today.
a girl as a special guest on here just so that you don't do that.
He'll probably still do it.
Watch him get slapped.
That's alright.
That's
good
it for us
content.
today here on the podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We should be on a better track now. I'm going to stop saying So that's it for us here today. Again, thank you. I'm going to say thank you a couple more times. Hey, like, follow, subscribe,
Watch
share.
our streams.
Tell your
Get that shit
friends.
out there, because the more people we have watching this, the more awesome shit that we can do doing this. So.
SB.
SB140, we won. Yes, awesome, woohoo! But we're not done. There will be more. Make sure you keep informed on that. We will do the best we can to do that as well.
There will always be more until we get the legislation that we want in
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Which we almost had.
there. Almost.
But
Until someone threw a hissy fit.
yeah, Mark Leno.
Not Jay Leno.
Jalen.
Push forward, bottom jaw.
He said Jay Leno like,
5 times earlier this episode.
oh yeah.
yeah.
He said Jay Leno like 5 times.
It was
before.
great.
Yeah, Mark Leno, not Jay Leno. I
We
apologize.
let him keep on doing it without saying anything.
Jay Leno, I apologize. It's not
Well, I
you.
didn't
Mark
notice.
How cool would that be if Jay Leno was like, what the fuck? He watched our podcast, he was a fan.
Leno. Send me a message or an email.
If
Jay
you're
Leno,
if you're Jay
watching.
Leno, let us know.
There's gonna be a guy named Jay.
Stop
Right.
by stop by the shop. Check out our juice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apple Valley, California. Anyway, until next time, everybody. Vapors, gonna vape.
Gary, really? Fuck.